All right, we're taking you outside for today's A Member a Day through the holidays. It's early fall again, or is it summer? I don't know, but it's beautiful out here. A little windy, but great. And so we're taking you outside, and we're going to talk to Sarah Hurley today of Weber Marketing. So we're really excited to continue on and learn more about marketing and learn about Sarah's journey and story as we bring her into this feature. So Sarah, how are you?
I'm well, Jason. Thank you for having me on. It is a beautiful fall, spring-like day here in Wisconsin, but we'll take it.
I mean, it's Wisconsin, right? It's going to
Right?
be maybe snowing next week and beautiful
Yeah.
the week after. We don't know, but we'll
Yeah,
take the good days when we get them for sure.
exactly.
So, Sarah, tell us a little bit about your marketing company, how long you've been doing this, and basically what you're all about.
Sure. So I have a 20-year span in the marketing profession. The first 10 years was a mix of working in an agency as an account executive, and there you're sort of the liaison between the client and the rest of the agency. So you learn how all the different types of marketing initiatives that go on, from digital to media, social media, print, and you learn how to bring those ideas to life. I also have a mix of client side marketing where you work within a marketing department and you realize there's sort of how to do more with less, because usually resources are thinner. You don't have a lot of the creative talent at your fingertips that you're used to. And you kind of understand how to be more efficient and effective with a smaller group of people. 10 years ago, I decided to pick up my account executive position role and open up Weber Marketing. And at the time, Weber Marketing functioned just like a smaller agency, with me serving as an account executive, but on a freelance base. So I have a network of creative folks that I work with, and I pull them in as an as needed basis. So if my project requires web development, I have a web developer, a couple writers, graphic designers. If I have social media, if I have event planning, whatever the case may be, I serve sort of as that account executive. In the beginning of the 10 years, over the 10 years, my role with my clients has sort of evolved, because what I was picking up on was you can have the greatest creative talent at your fingertips, but really the behind the scenes effort in terms of planning and efficient project management and internal skill sets and tools is where the success of marketing comes from. So the last few years, I sort of have coined myself as a director of marketing on a contract base for clients. And in this role, I have more opportunity to get in behind the scenes with clients' work in understanding their customer data. I understand their internal technology and how everything internally is connected, so that I understand who I need to go to with website questions or reviewing website analytics. I can get customer data to review current customer insights and sales cycles and things like that. So it's been a really unique couple year transition of going deeper behind the scenes of my clients to really get involved with their organization, so that we're setting our marketing initiatives up for success.
I think that's really great way to go about it. I mean, you really need to learn the companies, right? Or the person you're trying to help before you can really help them a message and market. I think that's so
Right.
important. So you got to take time to do that, right? I mean, that's really what it's all about.
Yep.
Um, Sarah, let's talk a little bit about marketing now during these times, because I mean, a lot of businesses are going through so many challenges with everything that's been happening and change in 2020. What
Yep.
kind of things are you finding out there that marketing is really providing and helping businesses with?
Well, I think a lot of businesses had to get pushed outside of their comfort zone, and they realized what they're capable of in doing more with less, which seems like a negative on the front side, but on the back side, a lot of businesses launched e-commerce sites when before maybe they were afraid of that or weren't sure how to go about that. A lot of companies are turning to video as a way to get themselves out there, and they're realizing they can do those things, even though they were nervous and weren't sure how to do it. So I think in some ways it pushed a lot of businesses outside of their comfort zone for the better. The question now becomes, now what? Now what do we focus on from a marketing perspective? And so my advice in that situation is just pause, take a little breather, and a couple things. One, sit down with your team and really get everything out of your head and onto a table or post-it notes, however you want, and talk about what went well from a marketing and business operation perspective over the last 6 months, what didn't go well, and what maybe you tried different, but you're not really wanting to invest a lot of time into it now, so you need to park the idea. I think when we get our teams together, inside marketing and outside of marketing, talk about marketing initiatives, but also talk about business operations. Did you change your hours? Did you reduce your product portfolio, and now instead of offering 8 product lines, now you have 4, and how is that going? Is it going better? Is it working for you? So get those ideas out on the table with your full team is really good use of time. It's kind of interesting you have that picture up there because I love post-it notes and I love whiteboards. So I really recommend those. The next thing is business goals. I find a lot of organizations skip over taking the time to think about and document specific business goals. So try to push your team beyond a generic, what I call a generic business goal of drive sales, and push your team to say drive sales in what? What product or service do you really need to drive sales in? Do you have one that has a greater return on investment from a sales cycle perspective? So really try to get specific with your business goals, and then that starts to shape where you need to head in from a marketing perspective. So I find when companies really focus in on putting detailed business goals together, the path their marketing efforts need to take become a little bit more clear, and they start to realize where they need to focus their time and what sort of investment it's going to take.
I think that's something obviously that a lot of companies don't always have the luxury to understand or do in-house or have the appropriate people on staff. So working with someone like yourself to get the marketing assistance they need and expertise, I think is really valuable, obviously, to so many companies, especially during these times. I know you're big into helping small businesses too. I know that's a big part of your focus. Why is that so important to you?
For one, my family is a small business. Both my husband and I are small business owners. My husband's been in business for 27 years in the home improvement industry. I've been a small business owner myself for 10 years. I live in Cottage Grove. I'm very involved with the Cottage Grove Chamber of Commerce, which is made up of small to medium-sized businesses. So once you realize the importance and value that small businesses bring to a community, that's sort of where I've started to focus my time in terms of helping them realize successful marketing is possible if they just sort of take that time on the upfront planning phase. The rest of the marketing path starts to evolve from there. And I think for me personally, working with smaller businesses, 5 people up to 250 people, however you want to define small, I feel like I have a greater impact, and I'm not viewed as much as a vendor as I am an employee sitting amongst the team. And I like that feeling better. I like feeling in a part of the team. I like working together. I like pulling out everybody's strengths and opportunities and helping them bring their best foot forward. My biggest line I hear is from a potential client is, I know we need to be doing something with marketing. I just don't know what. It is the number one thing I always hear. And that's sort of where I fit into the situation best. Because if you know you need to be doing something, that's a great first start. Talking with somebody, a professional, is the second step. Now let me come in and help you figure out the rest of it. It doesn't mean it's a handoff and you walk away. It's a partnership. But I love coming in and sort of helping organizations put those puzzle pieces together, especially formulating like a marketing strategy. We take the business goals, and then what's your strategy, which is often another skipped over step that then sets up your planning. So if anybody has ever heard me speak, I do speaking engagements. I'm really big on understanding the difference between business goals, marketing strategy, and marketing plan. Those are 3 very different steps that an organization, big or small, should make sure that they're going through a disciplined approach to their marketing with.
Speaking of that, you do have a Day by Local event coming up soon. We're going to hear from you about that. You also have another event, Chew on This Marketing, as well. So tell us a little bit about that, Sarah. What's happening on the 20th of November?
Yeah, so Chew on This Marketing with Sarah Hurley is really how my company had to pivot due to COVID. I had a 2020 goal of getting out to present 12 times, and I was on my way, but then COVID hit. And so I designed this idea of Chew on This Marketing with Sarah Hurley because I love talking about marketing discussions and I love panel discussions. So my company has been, in July, we hosted 2 of these. And then this fall, we hosted one in September, October, and then our last one is November 20th. And I have 2 panelists on with me, and it's a 45-minute discussion, and each time it's a different topic. So November 20th at 11:45, we're talking about the importance of marketing operations. And marketing operations, in my opinion, is the unsung hero of marketing success, because a lot of organizations, big or small, don't think about the people, the process, and the technology that all needs to be connected behind the scenes of any marketing initiative. Email marketing, social media, website updates, wherever you're taking your marketing initiatives, there's an operation function behind the scenes that needs to be set up properly in order for that all to run smoothly and to get your return on your investment. So I have 2 panelists joining me on November 20th. And we're just going to talk about what happens behind the scenes of marketing initiatives and what organizations need to think about in terms of best practices. And it's great. I've really enjoyed this series. I've had great panelists. My attendee rate is awesome because we just sit and talk about all the things us marketers like to talk about when we get into a room, but we don't always have an opportunity to do that.
Sarah, I think that's such an interesting, thing to just share your knowledge and do some of that, as a professional and as someone, an expert in the industry, to be able to kind of sit down and, chat with people about what's really important in your industry. And I think it's just another nice way to kind of share that information with others. So I love that you're willing to do that. People can find you. We show the website. I saw that you're on
Yep.
Facebook. Also, you're on
Yep.
LinkedIn, right?
Yep. I am on LinkedIn.
There's one thing we have to correct here on LinkedIn, Sarah. Did we correct it already? I have to check. Let me just double check here. We're going to it. We're going to screen share. Sarah, you
Okay.
are on LinkedIn. We can find you. But right
Yep.
now, we have to fix that. You and I are just seconds here. We have to make that a first.
Oh, well, that's no problem. I'll make sure. I'm going to sit here and watch the notification come through. But yeah, no, absolutely. I encourage anyone to reach out. For, I'd say, smaller to medium-sized businesses, yes, think of me as a contract-based director of marketing is really where my sweet spot is. Events, I'm kind of an event planner by heart. For larger organizations, as silly as it sounds, I've test run job descriptions for them before they realized it was a full-time position, or if it was something that they weren't quite sure of. I've helped them navigate the position and formally fill it out to a full-time position. So I really, because of my background, I'm able to sort of jump in. It's more of realizing you need some sort of marketing support, but you're not quite sure where, and taking the leap of faith in terms of investing in marketing. And I don't just mean a media plan or TV plan or, digital plan. It's investing in the behind the scenes effort that is usually the missing piece of getting the success that you're looking for.
Sarah, we appreciate all your time. I really love all the services you provide, the expertise, and just your overall general attitude about everything. Because I think you've got the right mindset. You're just trying to help businesses be more successful, and what could be better than that?
Yep. All right.
That's Sarah Hurley with Weber Marketing LLC in Cottage Grove, but she can help you anywhere. That's another a member a day through the holidays. Sarah, thanks so much for taking time to talk with us today.
Jason, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
All right. You take care. You take care as well. And we'll catch you tomorrow for another a member a day through the holidays.